We're live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the MMA Advocates, presented by reptheadvocates.com. My name is Eddie Law. Follow me at Elaw31 on Twitter. I am not in Phoenix. I am on vacation in Kauai, Hawaii. I don't know all the details and everything, so I can't give you exactly where I'm at or anything. But it's fucking legit here. I literally just got off the plane, got the rental car, got to the hotel, set up my shit, and we're live now. So anyway, what's going on, fellas? And of course, with me today, Jesse Rebecca, straight out of LA. How's it going, dude?
What up? I would say that I'm in the best weather, the state with the best weather, but obviously you have me beat today, so.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna win till about next Tuesday, which is when yeah, fucking I get back to Phoenix, or I go back to Phoenix. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest story right now, Mayweather McGregor, of course. The second press conference we kicked off today. I didn't actually get to catch it because he started late today. Instead, I got a whole lot of Brendan Schaub and some of my I can't even say his name. The boxer dude, Maggiani.
Paulie Maggiani.
Maggiani, thank you, Maggiani. Let's go with Paulie, all right? So Paulie and Brendan Schaub and whoever was the guy in the middle. And I know his name, and I just can't remember what it was. But anyway, got a whole lot of that before it kicked off. So I didn't get to watch it. I'm hoping Fred Kirby, who should be jumping on pretty soon here, did watch it. We can talk about that. Let's talk about LA, though. The LA press conference, here's what I don't understand. People saying that Mayweather won. Like, what do you mean he won? He didn't win shit. Like, did you get to see it?
I saw a little bit of it. I think he had the better lines, but I think that was because I don't think McGregor understood what this was. I don't think he was expecting the whole podium and him having to do like a whole like speech type thing. Because if you look at when he started, like he kind of just kept repeating the same thing over and over again, kind of looking over here, kind of not really comfortable with that scene. So I'm pretty sure that he kind of didn't get that pre-planning going. And I think he was mostly planning. He had a couple things already pre-planned, as you could tell later on. But I think it was more based on once they started doing a little banter back and forth. And I don't think Conor was well prepared to be that whole, like, you know, stand on the podium and just kind of hold court. So a little different for him. But, you know, I think both of these guys really showcase why everybody's excited for this, right? I mean, they both know how to talk. They both know how to sell this fight. And, I mean, you look at them once they matched up, you know, it's going to be an exciting, you know, spectacle to watch, right? Like, I mean, you and I both had the same opinion. Like, why talk about this until it happened? And now it's happening in a few short weeks. So, I mean, you know, why not get excited? And, you know, Dana White's head almost exploded trying to introduce Conor McGregor for that conference. So I could live with this a couple more days.
Yeah, I mean, it's not so bad. And I don't mind the hype and all that. Here's the thing about it, though. And real quick, shout out to the guys in the YouTube. Mike, he says, "What up, Eddie? That shit was fucking crazy today. 10-8 McGregor for sure." That's what I've heard. What I've seen on Twitter, McGregor verbally whooped on Mayweather, talking about he's 40 years old carrying a backpack, which actually sounds really funny. I'm literally once I actually go out and explore and then come back tonight before I go to bed, I'll watch the conference, the presser. But and then he also said something like he can't read, which is exactly what you got to say about Floyd, right? He can't read. 50 Cent, you remember 50 Cent challenged him, right? If you can read a page from a Harry Potter book, that he'll like donate a bunch of money to his favorite charity or some shit. It was fucking hilarious. But back to the one in LA, it was and Gary, what's up, man? He says them pinstripes though. Yeah, my favorite thing about the one in LA is McGregor said, he's like, you know, if you look at the picture, you say fuck you. You know, that sounded funny right when he said it, right? Then you look at the picture of the suit, the pinstripes say fuck you. God damn this dude. Like, look, man, I don't know. You tell me, because I'll tell you when I'm on, you know, where I'm at with this fight, and then, you know, you'll get your opinion. But I'm an MMA guy. I support MMA. This is MMA versus boxing in a boxing match, right? I'm pulling for Conor to win. I really am. You know what I mean? I'm really hoping he pulls it off, because honestly, it'd be the best. I think it'd be great for the sport. But man, the fuck you pinstripes with the shit, man. But what do you think about this? Like, do you feel like because you're an MMA guy, like you need to be like that? You're kind of like rooting for McGregor.
No, actually, I'm the opposite. Yeah. I want to live in the time where that 50-0 record gets broken. You know, I want to be able to say that I saw that fight. Too bad I can't go live because, dear God, those tickets are just ungodly expensive. But you know, to be able to say that you saw that, you were there, or you know, you at least were, you know, aware of it and saw it, it's going to be awesome. So I really just want Mayweather to pull that off. I just am excited to see it. You know, like Conor has basically been talking about how he's going to make this happen, and he's done it. You know, I don't know about the whole he's going to knock him out within 4 rounds, but I mean, you know, once you start seeing what Conor's been doing for himself, you know, how he's kind of built this whole universe around himself, basically, right? Yeah. If we were talking about, you know, this whole laws of attraction, I mean, this guy's the prime example to sell that to all those dummies on a telemarketing scheme, right? So, you know, you just got to applaud the guy. He went out, wanted what, you know, knew what he wanted, the payday he wanted, and here we are.
There you go. That's straight out of Ohio. Fred Kirby. Did you get to watch that presser today? The Maymac one?
Yeah. The one in Toronto.
Yeah. Okay, so I got to see the one in LA. I tuned into the to the Toronto one. I was telling people that I tuned into the Toronto one when it was supposed to start, and apparently Mayweather was stuck in traffic or some bullshit. They were all late, so I missed the entire thing. I'm gonna watch it tonight. But the one in LA seemed like they were both kind of off, and people were giving it to Mayweather, which I don't buy, especially not with the fuck you pinstripe fucking suit. But what do you think about today's presser?
Yeah, well, first off, I dig what you're saying about the first one, man. I felt like even Conor was a little off in that first one. I think that, you know, everybody involved was a little weirded out by the whole situation. It took some, you know, it was like that. It was a first date. You know what I'm saying? It was a little weird. But they got the first base today, baby. I think it definitely got a little better today. I think Conor was a lot more comfortable. I don't think Floyd really wants it with this, to be honest with you. I mean, people talk about Floyd when Floyd ain't saying a whole lot. Quite frankly, I'm almost slightly surprised in Floyd's approach somewhat, because in the first press conference, he was surprisingly, you know, complimentary of Conor. You know, acknowledging that it takes 2 to get there and that he's good in his own sport. I mean, he was way more complimentary of Conor than Conor was of him in the first one.
Oh, yeah.
And then this time, he took a moment out to really big up Dana White. And I kind of kept waiting for but you still a bitch or some shit. Yeah. And it never really came. He just kind of gave Dana some props, like just straight up. So I don't know. I don't know whether that hurts him or does it. Also, another thing y'all notice about these press conferences, they're fucking pro Conor or pro MMA or anti Floyd. I don't know what it is, but Floyd gets booed like the goddamn NWO from '92. He gets booed hard, Jack. Like, and they be riding Conor's dick.
Phone call.
And the call. Yeah, I love it. Fucking cocksuckers. So listen, man, I think the business is picking up, and I think that as this press conference goes on, it's just going to get fucking better and better. Today was really good. Floyd did grab an Irish flag out of the crowd, and then fucking Conor grabbed his bag that had the money in it, and then Conor reaches in the bag, and he's like, "What the fuck is this? It's like $5,000 in here. It's a fucking joke." So that was it. But at first, Floyd grabs the flag, and he kind of drapes it over his back, and Conor gets up and grabs his bag, or Floyd's book bag, and he's like, "Don't do nothing to that fucking flag, Floyd, or I'll fuck you up. You're not getting this bag back, and I'll fuck you up right on this stage." So I don't know, man. I gotta admit, I can't front. I fanboyed out a little bit. In that moment, I got like, "Oh shit, he took his bag."
Fuck! Now I gotta watch it ASAP. God damn it.
Good stuff.
How crazy is it that a press conference has garnered so much attention from everybody? Showtime has, Showtime Sports. First of all, don't buy this bullshit from any website that says, "Oh, come watch it at our website." Clickbaity over here and shit. All right, Showtime Sports on YouTube or UFC on YouTube. That's where you go. All right, it's the easiest place to get it. If you have UFC Fight Pass, they've had it too. All right, so don't buy that bullshit that you got to fucking tune in to FS2 or fucking go to. I hate that clickbait shit for real. But it's crazy how big it's gotten. It's getting so much coverage from everywhere. I'm starting to make. I mean, okay, you tell me. Do you believe? And Sarah here with Fred. Do you believe what Dana White says? That this is the biggest fight in the history of two people punching each other?
Absolutely. Since we've been taking notes and keeping numbers, Abso-fucking-lutely. I've been saying this from the jump, man. This will be the biggest combat sports bout, fight, however you want to put it, ever in history. This will do bigger numbers than Pacquiao Mayweather. It will surpass that. It's going to be the most bought fight ever. This will be it, man. And listen, man, you can't do it. This is literally the biggest fight. Damn, man. Sucking motherfuckers.
Right, right in the middle of your shit right there, man. Wow.
Jesus Christ, man. There is no bigger fight you can make on planet Earth right now than these two fucking men. I mean, literally. Floyd could fight any other MMA fighter and it wouldn't do this. And Conor could fight any other boxer and it wouldn't do this. Conor could fight the fucking Undertaker and it wouldn't do these numbers. I mean, this is the one, man. This is the one. This is the biggest fight that could be possibly made.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy. Jesse, you agree?
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the thing. I think one of the original things that Fred and I have always agreed upon, that there's nothing better than watching two guys that we both know are just basically the best salesmen out there, right? Because everybody still gets bamboozled into thinking that Mayweather is going to do something in his next fight, right? Everybody's like, oh, no. See, last time he screwed us over, but this time it's for real. This time he's going to give us something. You know, this time we're definitely going to get what we want out of this fight. And he keeps bamboozling people. Here we are again, and everybody's buying into it. I mean, I tried to get tickets to the press conference here that was in L.A. because, you know, Staples Center isn't that far from where I'm at. And I logged in maybe like 2-3 minutes after the tickets went on sale, and everything was sold out immediately. I mean,
that's it. That speaks volumes to what this cocksucking fight is going to do when they actually fucking fight.
That's so fucking crazy. Because I mean, the attention people are giving on social media, the media itself. You know what I mean? You would think that the fight just happened like twice now. You know what I mean? That's how much attention and how much just how much coverage is getting. It's pretty fucking crazy. But real quick on the YouTube comments, our boy Jeremiah says, you guys are talking about absolutely fucking nothing. Shout out to Mike Draws. What up, man? Uncle Hank says, haven't seen the Canada one yet. Trump versus Putin would come in second to Conor versus Mayweather. And then Mike Draws says, I thought Conor was going to throw the money to the crowd. Yeah, I really did see that. I really got to see the whole grabbing like the bag thing. That's pretty fucking.
That was a good. That very well might have been the moment of the whole press tour so far. That was pretty good shit, man.
That's fucking nuts, man. Okay, so there's like what, 2 more stops? Is New York and then something overseas, right? London.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you guys foresee Mayweather getting any support at either one of those places? I mean, what's up, Jesse?
I said maybe London. He's. I mean, they love boxing over there. Boxing is a bigger sport than anything over there, so maybe they might show support for their boxer. But I don't know, man. Though, to me, it seems like Conor like bought a plane, and all the Irish people that have been fans of him are like flying around with him, because you see a ton of Irish dudes just in the crowd, flags are waving. I mean, you know, I was talking to my buddy about this the other night. There is no other events like a Conor McGregor event. Even the weigh-ins are like spectacular. I've been to 2 of his weigh-ins, and just the weigh-ins, like the energy in those arenas just for the weigh-ins is incredible. I've never seen anything like that. So I can't imagine what it's like, what kind of craziness is going to ensue in the next 2 days here.
It's gonna be something, man. It's gonna be crazy. And like, I don't know, fuck this. The more you watch it, the more you almost convince yourself that okay, let me ask you this, because I actually was talking to a buddy of mine, and you know, I've watched boxing, a lot of it, and obviously MMA all the time, right? And when we first heard about this fight, McGregor versus Mayweather, everybody, including myself, was saying Mayweather's he's gonna toy around with him. It's whatever, right? Now with all this promotion, just like I said was gonna happen, by the way, they went from Mayweather's up here to McGregor's down here. And it's slowly creeping this way. Off the talk. That's how promotion works, though. You got to hand him that for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. And listen, man, here's the thing. One thing that Mayweather did say today in Toronto that was kind of good and a bit of a sticking point is he said, one thing we know, the fans can't fight for you.
Woo! He said what?
Yeah, and so at that point, even as a Conor fan, I was kind of, ooh, shit, he got you, Conor. Like, these fuckers can cheer all they want, they can boo me all they want, but at the end of the day, you got to come have a boxing match with me, man. So that was definitely, Floyd kind of holding his own a little bit. But I definitely think that fucking Conor got the best of him and is seemingly starting to take off. But I'll tell you one thing, man. I was talking with a buddy of mine last night, my buddy Tyrese, and we got to talking about the fight where Pacquiao got knocked out by Marquez.
Oh, yeah.
And we just looked up, like, the last round, like that last little 2-minute segment. I don't know if you guys kind of remember or whatever. Obviously, remember him getting knocked out. But he got knocked out with 2 seconds left in the round. Mm-hmm. And I tell you what, man, I'm just like you guys. You know, you watch it, and Conor just has this thing. And God forbid you're an MMA fan, right? You're already ready to jump on it's already our thing, and it's us first boxing. I don't give a shit what nobody says. It absolutely is us first boxing. Make no mistake about it. Anytime there's these kind of, like, crossover things, it's us first them. We love that type of thing. So you're going to be with Conor, man. But I tell you what, dog, just that round and just watching those two high-level boxers get after it like that and watching him starch Pacquiao, I got a real bad feeling about Conor getting in that ring, man. When they're up there talking, and God forbid a fight broke out right there, Conor would probably whoop Floyd and every bodyguard on the stage.
Dude, Floyd,
but when they put them big clown gloves on, mm-hmm. I just watching a boxing match and then trying to think about Conor being in there with those guys, man. I love Conor, and he's going to sell the fuck out of this fight. But at the end of the day, box Floyd Mayweather, I hope, but I still think he's going to get his fucking ears boxed off, man. I hate to say it, but it's hard to not think that that's how watching a boxing match. It's like, how's Conor going to handle those guys, man? You know, it's just a different animal.
Yeah, Jesse.
Don't let Brenda Schaub hear about that, because
Oh my God.
Oh Christ, yes. He needs to shut the fuck up, man. What is his deal? I get it, but Jesus Christ, don't make it so obvious that you're such an MMA homer, doucher.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, his job is to sell McGregor. God. His job is to sell Conor, but still, like, God damn, dude. Yeah, that was fucking crazy, but ultimately, just like you said, it is us versus them. It's MMA versus boxing, because everyone says it. If McGregor lasts those 4 rounds with Mayweather, if McGregor hangs in there for those 4+ rounds, I mean, God forbid he makes it to 12, okay? If he makes it past the first 4 rounds, that's embarrassing for boxing, right? I mean, the way I see it. But
it should be.
Yeah, 100%, right? So the way, and I was telling Jesse here before you came on, and you can tell me what you think. I have never been a guy that I've never been like, oh yeah, fuck McGregor all day, McGregor. Hell, against McGregor, McGregor against Nate Diaz, I picked Nate both times. You know what I mean? That's just my guy. Okay. That being said, please believe I am rooting for McGregor. I hope McGregor fucking finds some fucking the secret shit that visualizing or whatever the fuck he does that makes it so he predicts these things like he fucking likes to say. I hope he pulls that shit off. I hope he somehow knocks Mayweather out in 4 rounds. Because how insane would that be? And honestly, how good that be for MMA. So I was telling Jesse, I was like, hey, I'm an MMA guy. I'm rooting for McGregor against Mayweather all day. You know what I mean? What about you, Fred?
Fuck yeah. I mean, listen, y'all already know I'm a fucking McGregor fan in MMA. But at this point, listen, man, fucking Floyd Mayweather could be fighting my arch nemesis, and I would be rooting for that motherfucker to knock Floyd out. Like I said before, man, listen, I can't stand Floyd. I don't like the way he boxes. No. I don't like that fucking mouth of his. I am not a Floyd Mayweather fan, but I'm also, as much shit as I like to talk, I do respect the game. I respect martial arts, and I do respect boxing for what it is. So as much as I can't stand the little prick, I know he's a hell of a fucking boxer, man. But, yeah, come on, man. Make no fucking mistake about it. I hope – listen, man, at the end of the day, quite frankly, one of the main reasons why I hope Conor wins is the reason I always hope he wins. Because guess what? If he wins, the red panty nights continue for the fucking most of us. I mean, listen, the guy's such a game changer that he gets us views on this cocksucking podcast. There are going to be people that tune in just because we put that we're talking about that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Ariel Helwani, fucking Dana White, WME, Floyd him fucking self, man. I mean, if Conor wins, the circus continues.
Yeah.
And we all get the attention from fucking everybody. So, fuck yeah, I hope Conor fucking knocks him dead in the first round, comes back to MMA and brings all that fucking media and money and attention and love right the fuck back home with him. Maybe somebody will fucking sign our show to ESPN. Fuck yeah, bring it.
Because they ain't got nobody that can fucking cover it now, man. They're awful.
Right,
Sports
they fucking
awful,
suck.
Oh yeah.
But, you know what? That reminded me of something that Fred was mentioning right now. Do you guys know that this whole what WMEIMG is gonna make off of loaning Conor McGregor over for this boxing match is the single most profitable thing that they've done ever since they acquired the UFC.
Yeah, they just paid that fucking loan off. Fuck, they just paid that loan off, Jack. Like, this is a big fucking deal, and they're taking minimal risk. It's not even their sport.
Not even.
That's like loaning Michael Jordan out to go play some baseball. Who gives a fuck if he loses? It's baseball.
Yeah.
He still gets to come back to basketball and be Mike. I mean, it's brilliant. Fuck, why wouldn't they? That's
smart as fuck. You know, that's a great fucking way to put it, to be honest with you. I didn't even think about that at all. But yeah, I mean, that being said, I'm rooting for McGregor all day. That being said, it's hard for me to pick him against Mayweather. If you're betting, right? I'm not putting money on McGregor. Like, I'm not gonna pick McGregor to win. I just hope he fucking does. I don't mind being wrong all fucking day. You know what I mean? If it benefits our sport, fuck yeah. On Twitter, my boy Nick R saying Kirby is absolutely echoing my thoughts on Mayweather McGregor perfectly. My head just can't fathom Conor McGregor winning. I mean, yeah. So it's pretty basic, right?
Yeah. Exactly, man. Exactly. I mean, I know we all kind of collectively wanting to, even if you're a Nate Diaz fan, when he gets in the ring that night, part of you is hoping that he scores one for MMA. But if you're a logical fucking combat sports fan, you don't really see how it plays. I mean, fuck, man, anything's possible, but Christ almighty. If you know, fucking CM Punk could have won his fight. He didn't, but, you know, fuck, anything could have happened.
Anything could have happened, yeah. On the YouTube comments, Jeremiah says they probably ain't talking about the Conor McGregor fans that have been showing up to the press conferences. He goes, they probably got like 8 Irish in their blood. I'm just joking around about all those people. And then Uncle Hank says everybody left Ireland a century ago and got busy making babies. They're everywhere. On Brendan Schaub, he says, like a defense lawyer, Brendan was tasked with making the case for McGregor, and a McGregor win would be the launch of McGregor Productions. Very true. Very fucking true. All right, anything else on these press conferences or anything McGregor Mayweather you guys want to talk about?
Nah, you can only beat the dead horse so much, guys. That's it. I mean, tune in tomorrow to see what's next.
I got one more thing. I gotta ask about this. And I noticed it yesterday in the one of the scrums, and it was funny because someone actually tweeted out maybe like 30 minutes before we went live, a picture of side to side, right, of Dana White in the LA presser with just a regular black shirt or some whatever, just plain shirt, but a camera guy next to him with a Zuffa boxing shirt on. And then today he's wearing a Zuffa boxing shirt. Is Zuffa getting in the boxing? Are the Fertitas back? That'd be fucking sick to see. I mean, so that'd be another thing, man. All right, it's gonna be like a 45-minute show because I gotta run ASAP, to be honest with you. But I do have plenty of stuff to talk about. We do have plenty of stuff to talk about. Top 25 recap, just real quick. The main event. Your thoughts on Gaethje beating Michael Johnson there, Fred?
Performance of the weekend, man. And, you know, carrying on too much. What more can you say? Justin Gaethje had pretty much one of the absolute best, you know, inaugural performances you could have in the UFC. He had a very exciting fight against a relative contender, got the fuck knocked out of himself, and still came back and won by TKO. I mean, kind of a flawless, not really a flawless victory, but a flawless performance, because it even shows that he can, you know, handle a little pressure and come back and win through adversity. So, fucking 100% for Justin Gaethje. Beautiful.
No, definitely. And actually, and Jesse, this win by Gaethje, that made a statement. And did you pick Gaethje?
Yeah, I did.
Motherfucker, I knew it. I don't think anyone else did. I think you're the only one.
I think I picked Gaethje because I think we've seen him up close enough times that we knew that he's talented enough to be in the UFC. This was a heavy test because Michael Johnson, whether people want to admit it or not, he's heavy-handed. So him being able to absorb those punches was pretty incredible. Other than that, I mean, man, he's going to have a tough time with the top 5 of the division. But I think he's going to make it exciting either way. So why not, right? Just don't put him on The Ultimate Fighter. Don't have him coach because that'll be the worst thing ever.
In my opinion, the worst thing for that, besides the fact that neither one can talk, is that whoever gets put on tough gets shelved for like 10 months, right? Like 8 to 10 months. Like they don't fight. They're just filming shit. You know what I mean? Not only do they got to film, they got to wait until like the show fucking plays out. What are you saying, Fred?
Let me tell you something about tough. Nobody gives a shit about tough no more. Okay, nope. So I think for starters, they should just shit can the fighters being coaches on tough. Okay, just shit can that whole idea. Just use a team of trainers, you know what I'm saying, that can train these fuckers. You don't need a fighter. A lot of fighters aren't even good trainers. We've seen that on this show a million times. Yeah. They're fighters, not necessarily trainers. It's not necessarily the same thing. Greg Jackson's one of the greatest trainers in the world, and he probably couldn't fight his way out of a wet paper bag. Like a fucking little twerpy nerd.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think they should change that. I don't give a. I'd hate seeing, actual top tier guys stuck in that tough shit forever. But just on a side note, the next season of Tough, for all of me, should be a 145-pound season for females.
Yeah.
And no two-way divisions. They need to focus on that division hardcore and get fucking Cyborg a fight. Scour the fucking planet and find 14 of the fucking toughest, biggest, nastiest, meanest fucking broads you can find and get Cyborg a fucking fight. And don't fucking put no celebrity fighters in there. Use some coaches.
No, for sure. But yeah, I'm done with Tough as well. All right. And then real quick, talk about UFC 213. The shit show that was. We'll talk about Amanda Nunes after we talk just a little bit about what happened. Overall, the card was kind of dog shit. Other than a couple of pretty sick finishes, like Rob Font had a nice performance in the night, submission win. But Anthony Pettis, man, looked really good. Now he busted it. I think he broke one of his hands again, but looked really good at 155 again. Fred, do you buy him making another run?
I don't know if I'd go there just yet. He looks better than we've seen him look in a long fucking time, but I don't want to fucking put the cart in front of the horse just yet. You know what I'm saying? He looked good. He did look like the Showtime of old, but then again, he didn't get the finish either. So possibly I'm going to wait to jump to any conclusions. I want to see him against, let's take a little step up. If he can do that again, if he can have another performance like that and possibly get a finish over another top-ranked guy, then I'll be all in and I'll say that he's got his mind right again. But impressive performance, but I'm not going there just yet.
All right. I almost went Kevin Hart on that. Jesse, with Pettis, man, you buying him coming back? Or you buying that he's back? Because he's like, I feel like the old Pettis in there. Now we heard a lot of guys go in there and say, I feel like the old me, and then come back the next fight and totally drop an egg. You know what I mean, or lay a goose egg. What do you think about Pettis here?
I agree with Fred. I think we can't rush too fast to assuming that he's back. Honestly, I think why not put him against Anthony Pettis versus Justin Gaethje? Both a good test for both of them, just to see where both of them are at. I mean, if Justin Gaethje is able to beat a former title contender, I mean, that definitely will put his stock way up high. Or, I mean, imagine Anthony Pettis, grinding out and beating Justin Gaethje or finishing him. I mean, that's a good enough performance to definitely say he's ready for another run at the title. So I think those two should definitely be matched up, or something along those lines for both of them.
No, I agree. All right. And Liam, the homie Liam's in the house here. Uncle Hank says, what's up? They're clowning each other now. All right. And then of course the main event, Robert Whittaker pulls off the considerable upset with one fucking leg against Roy Romero. Winning the fight by decision, is now the interim title holder. And Michael Bisping had to get in the cage and start talking to shit, which, you know, whatever. He does what he does. But man, Robert Whittaker, Jesse, for a guy on the kind of winning streak that he's on, not a lot of people give him much of a chance in this Romero fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think what was most impressive, and I think what most people really zoned in on, was the fact that Romero just could not take him down. Mm-hmm. I mean, it looked like a guy that had just learned how to do takedowns going up against a seasoned veteran of, you know, badass takedown defense. Because, I mean, Romero was deep on some of those, low and deep, and somehow Whittaker got his hips even lower. It was just ridiculous takedown defense. And then, like you said at the beginning there, he was hurt. He was hurt bad from the beginning after that, you know, lateral kick, or what were they calling it? A straight kick to the kneecap that, you know, blew his whole knee apart, basically. I mean, that thing was flimsy and bad for the rest of the fight. Yet Robert Whittaker did something and proved something that, you know, is a testament to another fighter that was supposed to fight on that night, that, you know, injuries, adversities, everything that you can go through, you can still overcome. You just have to be mentally tough enough to go through it and get it done. And I mean, he was down 2 rounds as well. You know, most everybody you talk to had those first 2 rounds for Romero, and then Robert Whittaker just muscled through, mentally tough bastard, and came in and, you know, took 3 rounds away from Romero. So, I mean, big ups to Bobby Knuckles there.
Yeah, and by the way, he needs to pick up the fucking nickname, all right? That Reaper shit is not anywhere near Bobby Knuckles. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. And Fred, man, what do you about, you know, your boy Whittaker there? Gets in there, now he's going to take on Michael Bisping, but the takedown defense, like Jesse was saying, was just, like, high-level takedown defense with one fucking leg, man.
Yeah, man. That's actually good. Listen, a couple things stood out in this fight for me. One was fucking Bobby Knuckles' takedown defense. I think everybody kind of noticed, because Yoel's such an animal and couldn't get the takedown. That is fucking super impressive. Another thing that I noticed in this fight was that Yoel's striking is pretty one note, man. He's super powerful, but I felt like he was fucking overusing the flying knee, you know, a lot. Like, he used it a lot in the first couple rounds. He had some success with it, and he landed it a couple times, but it was still kind of just landing to the chest and the midsection and shit. And I felt like that was his special move. His boxing was, you know, technically speaking, kind of shit. He won the first 2 rounds with those weird little fucking front kicks to the legs and his jumping knee and a random fucking spinning back fist or some weird shit. But his striking offense was kind of one note and pretty predictable. And I tell you what, man, I picked against Robert Whittaker with Jacare. I picked Yoel Romero against Robert Whittaker. I tell you what, Jack, those days are over. Michael Bisping, you're dead. Fucking over. I'm fucking picking Robert Whittaker all the fucking way. And just for the record, can I say that, listen, Michael Bisping, let me tell you something, Jack. You can only talk shit to people who play that game with you. You know what I'm saying? If you try to talk shit to somebody who is not going to play that game with you, you look like a fucking jackbutt. And that's exactly what he looked like when he came in the cage. Fucking bitch. Okay, Mike, calm down. You look like a total jerk-off right now, because Whittaker's not going to do that with you. So he's just, you know what I'm saying? It just looks stupid. Had Yoel won, that you got that. But with dude winning, you can't make something that ain't there. When you try to do it, you just look like a jerk off.
It is what was it obvious then that I think Bisping thought that Romero was going to win the fight, because, you know, he was ripping up the flag, the Cuban flag, throwing it at Romero, kind of trying to build that up, right? And I think he didn't know how to react to Robert Whittaker being the champ, because, you know, I think out of everything, Bisping knows exactly what it took for Robert Whittaker to win that fight. And he tried to pay him a little bit of, you know, some props but the way he did it came off so awkward and retarded, you know? Like him throwing down the belt and telling him, you keep that until we fight for, you know, later on in the year. Like low key, like he was trying to give him props of what he had done, but he came off like Fred said, like such a jackass that a lot of people are now going to be against Bisping for something stupid like that. You know,
Yeah.
and then Robert Whittaker's reaction is just perfect, right? You get to see Robert Whittaker, the nice guy that he is. He turned around and goes, well, can I keep that? Like,
Right.
Didn't go after, was just like a most genuine, like real question. And like, I think Robert Whittaker here won a bunch of fans just because of the way he is. So, I mean, I can't wait to see that fight. That fight's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I like Michael Bisping a lot, man. Robert Whittaker, like, but just the way Robert Whittaker, just what he showed us against in the Romero fight, makes you think that he's got a real good shot. Pretty goddamn good shot.
Yeah, but hold on. But before we wrap the show up, and just quickly, I mean, obviously we'll talk about this fight more, but just quickly in a nutshell, is it just me, or does Robert Whittaker seem like a younger, better version of Bisping? Like, doesn't he kind of fight like Bisping, but just, you know, better?
I haven't thought about that yet. It's a good point.
Like their styles are very similar, except, you know, like think about it. If Bisping had to fight Yoel Romero, doesn't Bisping beat Yoel exactly how fucking Whittaker beat him? Like, that's, you know, their styles are similar. I really don't see how Bisping wins that fight. I really don't.
Yeah, I was listening to what is it, Sean Wheelock in his podcast today, and he brought that point up that normally you would say that Bisping wins fights because of, you know, his heart, his cardio, and his tenacity. And in a fight against Robert Whittaker, those advantages are none, because
Roberts.
Yeah, that he has that and more, you know, and he's younger. He hasn't taken the amount of damage. He doesn't have just one eye. I mean, like Fred said, I mean, you've got the Michael Bisping to the next level, the 2.0 version. So, like I said, I still think it's going to be a great fight.
Definitely. All right. A couple more things here. I have to fucking pull the thing. Real quick, we don't have to talk about it very much. Frank Mir got released finally, and now he wants to fight Fedor. I mean, Scott Coker will make that fight, right? Probably. Anybody?
Probably. Maybe.
Right. The details are that he got his release, but he cannot take a fight until April of next year when his suspension would be up. Anyway, so I mean, I don't know how much that does for Frank Mir of getting a release from the UFC, but now you can go fight somewhere else. But I guess good on him.
Yo, listen. All due respect, fuck Frank Mir. Can we talk for a second about Gegard Mousasi? We haven't discussed that yet, have we?
Right. Actually, that's actually our last segment tonight. We're gonna do because we can talk about UFC Glasgow. We'll do like a tiny little preview of Glasgow, just our picks basically. In a minute here, because that's this Sunday night, or Sunday actually. It's early Sunday in Scotland. Yeah, Scotland. But we actually were serious about doing what would Fred Kirby do. Let's talk about Gegard, and then what would Fred Kirby do if he was in charge? Would he have let Gegard get away? But first, go ahead with Gegard, man. First of all, he's having Bellator. I saw the news. I didn't believe it. And I was like, what? It's one of those things you like double take. You're like, really? Like, why would they do that?
Yeah, man. I really don't know. And I tell you what, no, I would not have let him go, man. Listen, obviously somebody at the UFC doesn't think he's worth his weight in gold. They don't think that he generates the star power, or, you know, the he doesn't put enough asses in seats. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I would just have to disagree a little, man. I still think he's got a little bit left in his career. What was he, like, one fight away from a title shot? And plus, you know, listen, man, I made this comparison last night. I was talking with Jeremiah on his podcast, the Hardcore MMA podcast, man. And I've been fucking addicted to this, the 48 Laws of Power, this book I've been reading. And in one of those chapters, it is smash your enemy totally. And I said this before, you know, when Dana White and the Fertittas took over fucking Strikeforce, they should have fucking hung Scott Coker. They should have beheaded him right then, because the cute little cocksucker went away. He weaseled away. I don't know what he did for a year or two, but then he resurfaces with Bellator. And outside of that goofy pay-per-view, I think that was a horrible idea. Other than that, Scott Coker has been running Bellator like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
He's been grabbing these guys slowly but surely. He's playing the long game. And the UFC is trying to be mainstream. I've also made this comparison a lot recently. I feel like the UFC is like your favorite band, right? They get a huge amount of notoriety doing what they do. They get signed to a big label, and then they turn to shit because of all these weird expectations from all these other, outside sources now. I feel like that's exactly what we got with the UFC. They made a great product. They built a worldwide fan base. They sold the cocksucker for $100 billion. And now you got these new guys coming in and trying to change shit. And it's slowly but surely turning those hardcore fans off. Now, the UFC still has 90% of the talent. So they still got that. But if they fucking keep losing guys like Gegard Mousasi, they won't fucking have 90% of the goddamn talent. Now, will they? He's not fucking, fucking Frank Mir. All due respect. Frank Mir is a guy you can lose. We've seen it. We know what's happening. Frank Mir ain't got a fucking snowball's chance of hell at beating a guy like Francis Ngannou. So Frank Mir is one that you can deuce pieces. You can cut ties with him. Gegard Mousasi, you can't keep losing guys like that, or you're going to start to lose a little bit of the integrity of your brand. And then if Scott Coker and Bellator gets enough of those guys and one star defects, Conor, John Jones, hell, I don't give a fuck if Ronda Rousey gets back from fucking Bangkok doing whatever she's doing. If she comes back, if they get one star and they got all these other little pieces, the UFC is going to have a real fucking shit show on their hands. It could get interesting. It's going to take a while, but it could get interesting.
All right, real quick, Jesse. What I was saying, telling people before, because they were asking me about this whole Gegard thing, was I think Rory, the signing of Rory, is what really started this Bellator come up, which people want to label it, right? Or whatever you want to call it. I think this is another huge step though towards that making their way up to
legitimacy.
Sorry, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. I couldn't think of a way to put it. Legitimacy, and that's what Bellator wants. Once they get that legitimacy down, holy fucking shit. Jesse, what were you saying?
Yep.
I also think though there are some details to this deal that kind of need to be thrown out there. What Gegard was looking for was slightly more money, right? Slightly more money. Now, his manager, I forget who did the interview. I think it was maybe MMA Junkie. But they talked to his manager and Gegard, and basically the deal that the UFC came with was comparable to the deal that Bellator came with. The only difference is that Gegard was still pissed off about the Reebok deal. Reebok's not going to give him a deal, one of those Conor McGregor deals or Ronda Rousey deals. So he was stuck getting 10 grand from Reebok. Okay. Bellator is offering to give him, any sponsor he wants, whatever. Then the other thing was that he's also allowed to fight boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, whatever he wants for any other company that is not a competitor to Bellator. So those two key things were the ones where Gegard was like, yep, this is why I want this deal. After he signed the deal, the UFC came back to, match a different deal and actually gave him a better deal than that first one. But it was too late. He had already gone with Bellator. And he said that deal was way better than what they had offered him initially, but it was too late. So had he waited just a little bit longer, he'd still be in the UFC. So you can't say that the UFC did not try, because they did try to offer him something really good. They were just playing hardball, and they played themselves out of Gegard Mousasi.
Yeah, that hardball shit. I mean, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. I don't know. I wonder who was calling the shots. Was it Dana White or somebody else? But
okay, now, quick yes or no question for you guys before we put a bow on this whole little Bellator UFC thing. With all that we all just said, with everything that's going on right now, the UFC doing what it is, Bellator doing what it is. Fast forward 3 years, man, 3 years, 2020. Is Bellator a legit rival to the UFC? Yes or no?
No. Jesse?
Ooh, I'll say yes.
Okay.
Without getting too much into detail, I'm going to say yes too, man. I don't think they'll
That's
be
fair.
bigger, but I do think that we'll have an old school WCW, WWF type deal. I do think that's coming.
I just think that at some point UFC is going to be like, wait, what the fuck's going on? And pull their heads out of their $4 billion investment asses and right the ship a little bit. But it's going to have to hurt at first.
I hope you're right.
Yeah.
I hope you're right.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Actually, I have to run, so we don't have time to do the preview for Glasgow. But of course, UFC Glasgow, Scotland this weekend. It is early in the day, so it is one of those have your lunch, have some lunch with the MMA, and then go outside after the fights and hang out with your kids and your dog, whatever the fuck else you want to do. One more here, just real quick, very short. And I know I clown on the nose a lot. I really do, because I don't respect him. And a lot of people get upset at me for that, which is fine. I can take it. I don't care. All right. I have my reasons for why I don't, why that guy to me is a sack of shit. But getting pulled by Showtime, right? He's supposed to be on that broadcast with Schaub and all those guys. He's supposed to be on that broadcast. He got pulled by Dana White. And he let that be known. He went on Twitter and put all that business out there, right? Whatever. So he put that out there, and everyone's coming out free Hawan and all this shit. Fine. Whatever you want, root for whoever you want. I look at the bigger picture. Like, Dana, look, just saying this, don't give Dana White a reason to hold a grudge. All right? Do not give Dana White a reason to hold a grudge, because he holds that shit for life.
Listen. I'm gonna speak first on this, and I know I'm like a broken record with this fucking book, but I'm telling you guys right now, this is it right here. Okay, listen. The first fucking law of the 48 laws of power. Ariel Helwani, if you see this, look. You see this says?
Never outshine the master?
Never outshine the master.
Never outshine the master. Listen, the nose didn't know his role. You don't fucking get cute with DW. Know your role. Dude actually thought that he would fucking bamboozle Dana White and keep his little fucking podcast. You gonna keep a little bit of that, bruh. But Dana White's still Dana White. He's the fucking king of this thing. You got to know when to kiss the ring, man. Ariel Helwani thought that he had more power than he still thinks it. Oh my God, they kicked me off the press conference. Motherfucker, Dana don't like you. That's his name on that shit. He runs this shit. He has real power and real pull that you don't got, bruh. You fucked up. Never outshine the master. Know your role.
It's funny. I actually read that book, and now I'm gonna go back and read it again, because I've read it a couple of times. I get a lot of that dude out of that book. I've gotten a lot of good shit. So props to you for reading it. But yeah, Jesse, with that whole thing with the way I see it, it's a precedent. To me, it's setting the precedent that because Dana White asks, that they could pull whoever they want. I mean, I still got his credentials. He's still at the fights, right, or at the press conferences and shit. But I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of people just going, "Oh yeah, free Helwani." Like, free what? Like, he didn't know he was coming? Like, I'm annoyed that he was surprised about it. If you fuck with Dana White, people that have fucked with Dana White before, and I'm not saying it's right that he does, that Dana White holds a grudge and pulls him, not right at all. That being said, anyone that has fucked with Dana White fucking knows better than to not expect him to do some bullshit. You know what I mean? But Jesse, what do you think about that whole thing?
All right, look. Where's Loretta Hunt? Where's Josh Gross? Where are these two guys? Oh, wait. They can't do UFC, anything. Forever. They change owners. They still can't come. They still can't get credentials. What do you think is going to happen to a guy who puts his nose, his gigantic nose, in other people's business and tries to be quote-unquote journalist when you have a paycheck coming from the people that you're supposed to be, being a journalist too? You can't do this stuff. I mean, me and Eddie have the same idea about this. You can't get a paycheck from somebody and then go behind their back and, leak information and then not expect repercussions to come down on you. All right? You can't play that game. And Ariel got caught playing the game. Now, he thinks that just because he has, a couple 100,000, maybe 1 million or two people that watch his podcast, he thinks he can cry on there an hour, half an hour, 45 minutes, and people are going to be like, oh, poor Ariel. Yeah, get him his job back. That's not how it works, man. Once you piss off, Uncle Dana, it's over, man. The best thing you can do is try to apologize and get back on his good side. And if you're not going to do that, good luck. Keep doing your 4-hour show with no guests. Good luck. By the way, there's a point that me and Eddie were talking about earlier. For anybody out there that's listening to this and that wants to support Ariel Helwani, which from now I'll call him the Weasel. If you guys want to support him, understand that if he could step on your neck, our neck, anybody's neck, just to get something from somebody else, he would. Ariel is the type of guy that will step on every single one of us just to get something. And if you can't offer him anything, he's going to be just a total dick to you. Trust me, I tried introducing myself to him a long time ago, and he big time me, ignored me. Oh, but if I was a fighter, trust me, he would have been sucking my dick immediately. So if you want to support a guy like that, go ahead. Just don't listen to me. Don't even follow me on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Just don't.
No, definitely. No, I'm trying.
I said I'll take the Brennan Schaub approach. Can't be my friend.
You all guys can follow me though. I'm down with all that shit. So just everybody unfollow Jesse and follow me, and that works.
All right, I'm trying to confirm this in some way or sort, but hold on. This is actually kind of cool if it's true, because you guys know Demetrius Johnson is actually nominated for the Best Fighter award at the ESPYs.
No, I didn't know that.
Okay, well, he is.
He should be.
He is, and Mighty Mouse's wife posted on Instagram that Demetrius Johnson won over guys like Conor McGregor, Andre Ward. Kind of weird, but we'll find out in the next few days because they film it tonight, I think, and then they play it later on. I don't know if it's live, but ESPN hasn't said shit, so that's why I'm saying I'm trying to confirm it. So take that with a grain of salt. Go check Twitter later on and find out. But if Demetrius Johnson won, hey, props, dude. Finally get your props. Anyway, all right, fellas. That's going to do it for us today. I'm off to hang out in an island for 6 fucking days. I'm not going to watch.
Go fuck yourself.
Hey, whatever. You went to 6 for like fucking 2 weeks, whatever that was. All right? I know you enjoyed that shit.
Okay. True enough. I'm not. Wasn't fucking Hawaii. But
hey.
Have fun, you fat prick.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm going to be out here doing all this shit. But for real, like, I'm probably not watching UFC Scotland, not going to lie to you. But I try to do this like, go to previous time online. What up?
Wait, real quick. I just want to hear Fred's take on the whole Amanda Nunes not fighting because she had a little bit of the sniffles. Just real quick. I've been waiting to hear this.
Go ahead.
Well, look, man. Quickly, listen, man. It's a bummer, and I don't know if it was just the sniffles or if it was a weight cut thing. I had heard last night on Jeremiah's podcast that he was saying that she had some kind of serious fucking shit that's wrong with her. And listen, man, I don't know. As a fan, I'm fucking bummed out, and I feel like she probably should have fought. But like, if I'm her and she was legit not feeling it, and like I heard something was fucked up with her equilibrium or some shit like that, like it really was fucking with her. So I don't know. Part of me wants to throw her under the bus and be like, "That's some bullshit. She's a sissy." But fuck, man, she hasn't done shit like that before. I don't know. I think I'm gonna give her a pass. Fucking sucks because the card needed her. But man, at some point, I guess you gotta do what's right for you, right? Like as the fan, I'm turned off. But for her, fuck it. She's gonna get to keep her belt and fight on another day. So it is what it is.
Yeah, UFC 215, what they're saying. Here's the thing. If anyone's ever had a sinusitis, right, is what she said. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I get sinus infections and equilibrium, and you feel like shit. Like it will ruin your fucking like week, dude, for real. So can I blame her for not going in there less than 100% to fight and defend her belt? Something that's really important to her? I can't blame her too much, but it is what it is.
Listen, it was the equilibrium thing that fucked me up.
Yeah.
If you're a little sick or something, I feel like your nerves, you'll get over that in the cage. But if your equilibrium's fucked up, that's going to ruin you for a fight, man. You can't bob and weave and use footwork, and if you get pushed or hit or shove, I mean, that, you know, you're fucking screwed, man. So I'm gonna try to give her the benefit of the doubt and assume that was the case. But I'll tell you this: there's no 3 strike shit. This ain't baseball. You get fucking one with Daddy Fred, Jack. That was your one. Next time y'all set this shit up, come hell or high water, I don't give a fuck if Aunt Flo hits you on the way to the cage. You get your ass out there and make it work.
100%. All right, fellas. Shout out. You got anything else, Jesse? I thought you were gonna say something.
No, that's it. I'm just laughing.
Oh, real quick. Chris Avila against Ricky Palacios, our boy. Gonna be a sick fight. When is that gonna be?
July 20 or 31st, 30th. It's at the end of.
All right, we'll have to give Ricky a call and see if he's down to jump on and talk about it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, cool. All right, shout out to everyone that watched today. Michael, Gary, Uncle Hank, Mike Jarbs, of course, Jeremiah jumping on here. Of course, Liam, our boy Liam coming back. Everybody that tunes in, watches the shows, really appreciate it. We do this because we love it, and we love talking to you guys all the time. So make sure you follow Fred Kirby at Kirby_MMA. Jesse's at Spawat1983. I am at Elaw31. The page is at the MMA Advocates. And, of course, get yourself some Represent gear at reptheadvocates.com. Support the page. Support Represent. Great sponsors of ours. So, again, for myself, everyone on the team, y'all have a good day, good night, good morning, wherever you guys are at, and a good night, Wiltshire.